The first time I saw the video on draft night, and we saw how skinny he was and how he was getting down on the floor, I didn't see this. So that last question made me think, this man has really worked hard. We know he could block shots when he first got into the NBA, but now when you look at his body, he's grown up, he's matured, and now he's not a liability on the offensive side of the ball. They throw the ball down to him, the pick and roll, he rolls to the basket, he catches a dribble or two and finishes. I'm like, man, they really saw he wasn't just a project. They saw the talent and they brought it out of him.
Yeah, it's interesting, too. We talk about, where's the back-to-the-basket centers anymore, and this is no longer a big man's league, but both of you know this. If you got a guy like Rudy Gobert back there, you can make a mistake defensively and feel pretty good about that because he's got your back.
I think to 3D's point, we know what he can do defensively, and that's what you need. You have a guy right there that can change the game, and everybody talks about block shots. He can block shots, but when you got a guy that can change shots and also have a guy like me and 3D on the wing, we beat our guy. Instead of we feeling comfortable to lay it up, we pull up for a mid-range, and that gives our defender a chance to catch up and contest. And then you got a guy that runs. To me, he's an old-school center where he runs, and I know 3D, if I'm back, I got to pick up Rudy Gobert and then bail back out to a three-point shooter. You want a big guy to run just so he can take guys with him. He might not get the shot, but he'll open up some things when you run the court and have other little guys pick you up. This is going to be interesting because I think this whole series comes down to DeAndre Jordan and Rudy Gobert, who can play in the fourth quarters, who can be effective offensively, and who can dominate on the defensive end.
Well, you take a look at this, and the Clippers, again, did win the season series 3-1, and the Jazz below 100 in all 3 of the losses, so they're going to have to step that up offensively. You see the head-to-head numbers. They have not met in the playoffs since 1997. Wow, that's a long time ago. Wow. And there you have Rudy Gobert down there at the bottom. He's a double-double machine. Look at his field goal percentage this year. You talk about being effective offensively as well as defensively. The giant wingspan and the matchup against DeAndre Jordan. So are you saying, Smitty, that where they get more offense out of that position, which team will get more offense out of that position, or what about that particular matchup?
That position it's so hard today because you have to guard not just at the basket. The way the NBA is played now is multiple screening roles from guards. And then you got to hedge, you got to stop the guard, you got to get back and make sure DeAndre Jordan doesn't get a lob, and then you got to get the guy drive and being able to contest. So it's so much is put on the center on the defensive end away from the court right now. They don't just sit in the paint like Shaq did, block shots, because there's so many pick and rolls, and you have to be up now. And I think for him, he can dominate by just running the court, being able to take guys, outrunning guys, and making other guys pick up. Then it's going to come down to me at the end of games. Does Utah have a go-to guy? I love Hayward, but can he be a go-to guy in crunch time? That's where it's going to separate from him being an all-star, and then we start talking about him as the next level, if he can do that for the Utah Jazz.
Yeah, that's a great point. Go ahead, Easy.
Let's stick with the fourth quarter. DeAndre Jordan shoots 44% from the free throw line. Go Gadget, 69%. So now if you get close, game's close, now Quinn Snyder we don't like it, hack a dude, but you got to use it. I mean, you got to use it if the guy's on the floor in the fourth quarter, and it's 5 minutes to go in the game, and you're trying to cut possessions down. I got to go to Hackadoo now because 44% from my starting center cannot do it for me. Where on the other center, he's making 69%, so we can't do it to him. So that's going to be something to Smitty's point in that fourth quarter. If one of those guys now on the floor, now your defense is smaller now you can attack the rim.
Do you guys think in the back of their minds the Clippers are thinking it's sort of now or never for us at this point? Does that sit back there, or are you able to compartmentalize that once you get to postseason, DZ?
I'm on the other side of this team has been together now. It's like, does Doc put that pressure on himself where they have to get to the Western Conference Final? If you don't, do you blow the team up? Do you bring some more pieces? But, Smitty, I think the pressure has to be on them now. They have to go deep.
I think the pressure of those guys individually, I think it's on Doc as a coach and a GM. I think it's on ownership, because whatever Doc thinks, then you have the owner with other guys in his ear, whether you blow this up or they don't get to the Western Conference. And then you have two guys, your two pillars, and Chris Paul and Blake Griffins, who are potential free agents, obviously. And then from all of us, when is it time for the Clippers? You got to understand there's been some injuries for them.
Right.
They can't win without those two guys when you start talking about Western Conference or Finals. But if they're healthy, for me as a fan, you're saying, do you roll the dice and sign these guys and go another year or two to see if they can do it, or do you blow it up? And if you lose in the first round, I think you start talking about blowing it up.
No doubt about that.